scrolling, or you're watching television, and you're like, how do I grab this person's attention? And so what they do is they decide to have a unicorn, taking a Hey, AJ here. I help business owners make more money while spending more time on the things and moments that matter. Today, I'm going to be breaking down one of my favorite advertisements of all time. It is an advertisement from the company Squatty Potty. Squatty Potty, if you don't know, you'll know today. They had a video go viral years ago. It is kind of old. I know I'm late on this, but I just love it so much. I actually use this ad in our creative ad agency when we work with customers to break down the perfect combination of sort of branding and direct response advertising. So it's really awesome. I find it helpful every time I go back and look at it. So I'm going to do a little breakdown of their ad here so that you can take the lessons and the nuggets and apply it to your own advertising and your own business. Let's get to the reaction and breakdown. I'm going to be going through it step by step and sort of breaking down what exactly is happening in this advertisement. Okay.
This is where your ice cream comes from. The creamy poop of a mystic unicorn. Totally clean, totally cool, and soft served straight from a sphincter.
Okay, so this part is really good because it's an immediate pattern interrupt. So in internet marketing world, you hear about this thing called pattern interrupts, right? And a pattern interrupt is like you're scrolling, or you're watching television, and you're like, how do I grab this person's attention? And so what they do is they decide to have a unicorn, taking a shit, and it's very funny, of course, and it's also immediately grabbing. So if you were like, messing around on your phone and all of a sudden you see a unicorn pooping, you're immediately sort of drawn in. So that's kind of the first thing is a big pattern interrupt that is super important when it comes to marketing, especially in the beginning part of your marketing where the hook/lead would go. All right, let's keep going.
They're good at pooping. But you know who sucks at pooping? You do. That's because when you sit on the
Okay, that's actually super important right there, what he said. You know who sucks at pooping? You do, right? So he's immediately, this ad works so well because it's an unaware audience, right? If you can get an ad to convert people who have never heard of basically what your product is to want to buy it, you have like a super effective advertising campaign. So like one of the things he does here that's really awesome is he goes, you know who sucks at pooping? You, right? And he uses the word you, not people, because even though this is going out to millions of people, one person is watching it, and even though the person knows they're watching a commercial, if they feel like they're being addressed personally on a subconscious level, they're more likely to connect with the actual advertisement. So it's really interesting. It's really awesome that he says, you suck at pooping. And you're like, I do, right? As the consumer. Go on, right? So you've opened a loop a little bit. You've also introduced a problem that they need solved. Okay, so man, I love this ad. Okay, let's keep going.
porcelain throne is muscle puts a kink in the hose and stops the Ben and Jerry's from sliding out smoothly. Is that a problem? I don't know. Are hemorrhoids a problem? Because sitting at this angle can cause hemorrhoids, bloating, constipation, and a buttload of other crap.
All right, so cool. This is a really good part, right? So in case imagining takes up a lot of brain power, right? And using your imagination. So he could just, explain, oh yeah, your sphincter is not like it's being pressed or whatever this thing that's happening here, right? You could say, oh yeah, your sphincter is being pressed and therefore you're not pooping right. But instead, he is using a visual representation and obviously a lot of humor to keep you engaged, right? But he's using a visual representation to be like, oh my God, is this what's happening to me? Right? So the claim is this happens to everybody. And then if you're like, well, who cares, right? I've been pooping my whole life and I'm fine. And so what he does is he goes on to list all these medical things that can be a result of pooping, like with bad form or whatever. His idea here without the squatty potty is like you could get hemorrhoids, this, and this. So then somebody who is either afraid of that is like, oh shit, maybe I should get a squatty potty, right? You haven't even introduced the product yet, but it's a squatty potty. Or they're afraid, they already have had it in the past and they want to prevent it from happening again. So again, this has all happened in the first 30 seconds. Introduce the problem, the pain, right? You put your audience in pain, layer it with some humor, and then he's going to get to the solution here in just a little bit. Let me keep playing.
Seriously, unicorn hemorrhoids? The glitter gets everywhere. But what happens when you go from a sit to a squat? Voila, this muscle relaxes and that kink goes away faster than Pegasus laying sweet sherbet dookie. Now your colon's open and ready for battle.
Okay, so he's demonstrating how you can resolve this pain point with just an easy adjustment, right? And so he's saying, look, this is what's happening. This is what should happen. We'll keep going.
That's because our bodies were made to poop in a squat, and now there's a product that lets you squat in your own home. Introducing the Squatty Potty.
All right, cool. So one of the cool things, he's introducing the product. He has the logo up, right? But he's also saying, you're actually pooping wrong. This is the right way to do it, and you're missing out, and that's why you have all these negative consequences of pooping. So it's a really interesting way they've positioned it. Essentially, they're saying, like, they've made it so that any person who poops, which is everyone, can be their customer, right? So he's saying, the whole world pooping wrong, and you can keep pooping wrong, but these are the things that could happen, or you could get this thing and makes your life a lot easier. All right, let's keep going.
No, Squatty Potty is not a joke. And yes, it will give you the best poop of your life.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
Okay, so this is a good one, right? So making sure people know, because this is a video layered with lots of humor, he's letting them know, look, I'm not joking. This is a real thing, okay? And then the promise, right? You're gonna have the best poop of your life. And he's also using the word guaranteed, right? And this doesn't feel like a spammy ad, right? But he's using all the direct response things you would see on like a spammy style ad that maybe you don't love, all right? So anyway, let's keep going.
I don't just mean you bloated lords and hemorrhoidal ladies. I mean everyone.
Okay, calling out to his target audience. Not just for this person and this person. Also, he's eliminating an objection, right? So an objection might be like, well, I'm not bloated. I don't get hemorrhoids. And so he's saying, well, I don't care if you don't get those things. This is needed by everybody, okay? So it's overcoming an objection and also calling out to the target audience, which is, in this case, everyone.
Kink, unkink. Kink, unkink. It's simple science, really. Can't get the last scoop out of the carton. With the Squatty Potty, you get complete elimination. Spend too much time on the chamber pot? The Squatty Potty makes you go twice as fast or your money back.
Okay, so you can see here they're demonstrating like ease of use, right? And then they're also demonstrating kind of an appeal to authority, which is used in debating, but it's also like, you know, an authority indicator. Like they like, look, according to scientific studies, this helps you poop faster, it's simple science, therefore it's healthier. And so they're also like making claims without making claims, which is really important because there's legal, by the way, I'm not giving you legal advice, but there's legal ramifications to making medical claims about stuff, and you need to have done certain things. And so this guy here is saying like, look, your poop on average is basically almost twice as long without the Squatty Potty. Does that feel normal? Do you like the idea of not having an entire, butt empty? I don't know how to talk about this without it sounding nonsensical. Okay, so that's sort of what he's demonstrating here, kind of an authority indicator, and you're going to see he's going to do a few more in just a minute.
I scream, you scream, and plop, plop, baby. Maybe you're sore from squeezing out solid globs of rocky road. The Squatty Potty gives you a smooth stream of froyo that glides like a virgin swan. Plus, when you're done, it tucks neatly out of sight, thanks to its innovative, patented design.
Okay,
Truly
so that's a good one, right? So when he talks about, it slides away, he's doing two things. One, ease of use and convenience. Those are important things. He's also overcoming an objection, right? So when it comes to like making really good marketing and like sales campaigns and stuff, it's like more about overcoming and squishing the objections before they come up, right? So like an example would be in this. If he just came out here and said like, here's the Squatty Potty, it'll make you poop better. Well, that's a big claim, right? Everybody needs it without a lot of evidence. And then I bring up a bunch of challenges like, well, my poops feel fine now. How do I know that works? What am I going to do? Put a stool in my bathroom? That's going to be in the way. And so he eliminates that objection by saying, oh, It slides easy and neat right under your toilet. You won't even be bothered by it. So he eliminates an objection and also demonstrates ease of use and convenience. So all super important things when you're making ad campaigns. So this is pretty, again, I get excited. Maybe this is nerd. Maybe I'm the only one who cares about watching this, but hopefully you find it valuable.
A footstool fit for a constipated king. So if you're a human being who poops from your butt, click here to order your Squatty Potty today.
Okay, so that's another good one, right? Like, he calls out to his audience again, and then he also has the call to action again, which is very direct response, right? So a lot of people look at direct response and they're like, oh, it's spammy and it sucks, but it works, right? It does work, and you can do it in an updated way that doesn't feel spammy. Like this ad, I'm entertained. I hope you're entertained the whole way through watching it. You don't feel like you're being like super hard, aggressive sold to. But he calls to action at the end. He says, if you're a human being who poops from your butt, click here now to get a Squatty Potty. And he uses this orange button, which, by the way, if you've ever seen an orange button in like ads and stuff, it is statistically the highest converting button to start with, right? So if you're hiring like a marketing, or like let's say you're building your own marketing campaign or something, I highly advise starting with your orange button and then before you add branding and stuff, because it doesn't work. If it doesn't work with that, it's not going to work in a really fancy, nice way. But anyway, that's a different conversation. But anyway, it's funny that there's the big orange button, because like we hate the big orange button, but we also, in the marketing company, but we love it because it works every time. So, and he also has the cute name of the domain here, you can see, so that even if you forget, or maybe you don't buy it right now and click the ad, you remember squattypotty.com. So it's a memorable domain name. Okay.
At squattypotty.com. You'll wish you tried it years ago. And if you don't trust a prince, how about your doctor? Shark Tank, HuffPost, NPR, Men's Health, Howard Stern.
All right, so those are authority indicators, obviously, right? So the somebody watching this, right? Why wouldn't I buy this? It's probably not as good as it seems, blah, blah, blah. You know, this isn't serious. And then you have all these authority indicators, like I've been featured here, 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 and here, right? And so this lets people know, oh, okay, this stuff must be legit. This must be pretty good. And you see in a second here, he does another form of social proof, which we'll talk about in a second.
He poops from his butt. They're all crazy about the Squatty Potty. Not to mention the 2,000 Amazon users who gave the Squatty Potty 5 stars, including the author of this moving haiku. So that's a good one, right? So like, this is social proof, right? We have 2,000 5-star reviews. By the way, this might not be the average of, this is a clever marketing thing, right? This might not be their average reviews. This is the number of 5-star reviews. Now, they do have very high reviews if you go look at their website, but they don't have 5 stars. But in your mind, you're thinking, oh, they got 5 stars. They're a 5-star reviewed product. So it's a clever kind of little marketing thing that they do here that, again, a lot of people could do. Because, for instance, let's say you had, and this isn't them, they're a great company, but let's say they have 2,000 5-star reviews and 10,000 1-star reviews. You could still make this claim because it's not lying, right? So anyway, that's really cool. And then you can see they layer in some humor here.
Oh, Squatty Potty, you fill me with endless joy, yet leave me empty.
So order your Squatty Potty today. I'm not saying it will make your poop as soft as this cookies and cream, but I'm not saying it won't.
So what he's saying there, he's like, I'm not saying it's going to make your poop perfect, but I'm not saying it won't do it either, right? So that's kind of like the interesting way he's getting around the medical claim. So it's pretty interesting how they do it, and it's pretty hilarious. And you can also notice throughout the whole thing, they keep saying you, they keep saying words like today, order now, buy it now. Like, those are little subtle things that we often don't notice when we're being marketed at that make us take action now versus a week from now, a year from now, whatever. Okay, so let's keep going. This is almost done. I think it just ends with like some goofy little bit, but let's double check.
Squatty Potty, the stool for better stool. Pooping will never be the same. And neither will ice cream. One for you, very good. How does it taste? Is that delicious? Is that the best thing you've ever had in your life? There you are.
So, yeah. So that's a pretty good one. Anyway, so like at the end there, the last thing that they do is they basically, first of all, you'll notice that orange button is there the whole time, like click now, buy now, click now, which is again direct responsey. But then at the end, they kind of close with like a funny bit, right, to make it shareable. So this is, if you've made it this far, you've heard the whole pitch. So what do they want? Obviously they want you to buy, but if you don't buy, what would they also like? Well, if you shared this thing, right? So if they end it with like this funny bit that's still on brand, the chances that you share it are a lot higher. So I believe that's the strategy at the end there. Again, I don't know that end part, but that would be my guess as to why they put it at the end there. And also just to make it a little bit more viral and share worthy. Overall, I absolutely love what the Harmon brothers do. They have a lot of awesome commercials. I think if you're in the advertising field, it's definitely worth watching what they're doing to learn. They run legit ad campaigns for legit companies. So it's really, really great. I love what they do. I love watching and reviewing their stuff. If you're somebody who also enjoyed that, if you found this helpful, let me know by liking hit the little like you like. Comment down below if you want me to do more commercials like these, or if you have recommendations for reviewing commercials like these, if you want me to break it down from an advertising strategist perspective. If you enjoy these videos, go ahead and hit the subscribe. I did it. Hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you never miss another one. And if you want to check out another video while you're here, I got one somewhere around here, and I bet it is even better than this one. All right, thank you so much.